But that sound right there is to die for. But as we were talking about before, I'm here with the 45 RPM fellas. Made this glorious amp out here in beautiful Colorado. We got Tommy, we got Wayne, and we were doing an overview video kind of talking about their background, their modus operandi, the whole 9 yards. And we were talking about how I said, I love that deluxe sound, but there's so much in this amp. As I said, there's a lot of things on the menu and it's all delicious. So let's go through what was going on with your mindset and what the amp does and how we can access all the different sounds and so on and so forth. So how do you want to start? You want to just start in Cleansville, in 5E3 land?
Yeah, let's just start left to right.
Okay, sounds good.
We'll start in cleans and then we'll do some overdrive stuff. So right now we're in the 5E3 channel. That's what we call it, but it's a launching point. Kind of taking that, 5E3 circuit idea and extrapolating it into something that was more useful.
And
overall.
So for folks who aren't totally familiar with what that is, an old Tweed deluxe type of scenario, secret.
Yeah.
Secret circuit. Secret circuit.
Secret circuit.
It's hard to say that. Let's just be honest about it. But what's nice about it is, as you pointed out, is that it starts to load up a little bit, but in a very warm way. So if I'm full up, we've got the volume on a little bit under 4 on that channel. Mm-hmm. If I lean into it, you kind of get a little bit of sass. Turn the volume down. That sounds glorious.
Yeah, I think the thing with it is I'm sort of in that school that I think it's really important to let the guitar do the work. Right. You've got those tone controls and those volume controls are actually there for
a reason.
Yeah, right. I never came from the school of run it full
bore. Right.
I always like to have some place to go.
Absolutely.
And by doing that, you were articulating a whole bunch of great tones just by subtly changing what you were doing and how you attack the playing.
Correct. And this allows you to do that, which is glorious.
Well, that's part of the trick, the voodoo.
So let's go from there, just for kicks and giggles, over to the overdrive that is specific.
Well, let's go back.
Okay, all right.
Let's go clean. Let's go over the clean. So you're going to be in charge. Go hit the
I'll go to Skyville. Beautiful.
It's a lot more in the,
blackface
land. That's really where that is coming from.
But still warm. It's got the sparkle, but it's got the warmth. Whereas sometimes, as we all know, sometimes in blackface land, you get a little bit of the Brittlesville. When you lean into it, it just sags in a very nice way without getting farty.
Right. That's real pivotal.
That Sky Channel is a little bit more refined. It's a little bit like champagne versus that one.
Some Wagner.
Like party channel kind of thing.
I got you.
If you will.
I like it. Sounds glorious. That bridge pickup, and it's got all the spank. Without the
right.
Whatever that is.
Leave that all behind.
That's right. Leave that in the forest.
So we're really. Oh man.
It's early.
I was going to say something, but of course I can't remember. We're really big on cleans. I love really great cleans, and I think they're so versatile. And the key thing with one of the things that we have, the way the amp is set up, is the overdrive section that we're going to get into next. is post those clean tone stacks.
Got it.
And so if you've got really great sounding cleans and all that harmonic content, when you take that into the overdrive, you carry that over.
Got you.
And it makes there an inherent richness that goes into overdrive.
Okay, so in that glorious clean setting of the Sky channel, there's also your version of, shall we say, a bright switch.
Yeah, it's really not a bright switch. It's, I think, really, it's more useful. You know?
It's more useful. It gives you a little bit more sparkle, chime, that sort of stuff. It works in a different range than the average.
Because the normal bright switches, I mean, they sound good clean, but you add any kind of heat and it's just turned into razor blades and hand grenades.
Yeah, I think that if you play a little bit without it, just for a second, and then here it is.
Sounds glorious. Sounds magnificent.
As long as we're here in the Sky channel, there's a couple other things on the pedal
Okay.
that that we can use that are specific to the Sky channel. And one of the interesting things about this amp is all of this key stuff is, most of it, 90% of it is all available right on the pedal.
On the foot switch.
Yeah, on the foot switch. So if we go back to Sky for a second, even though we're in the clean channel, and then you can hit the mid boost so people can get a feel for the way that sounds.
Without it. With it. Sorry, I got my cord in the way here. Sounds glorious.
You can really hear it scoop out when
Yep.
you take the mids out. It gets more of that blackface kind of sound. Now, the other part of it that it'll do is called the PAB, and really what that does is remove a good chunk of the tone stack out of the Sky channel. So it actually gets energetically, it's a lot closer to what a 5E3 side is, because it's a more simplified tone stack, and this ends up simplifying it. So that's really useful. You can be comping along, and if you hit the PAB, you can like do some single note things, and it's going to bring it up in the mix, because when you take the tone stack out of it, it's actually the energy level
I got
goes
you.
up.
Let's check that out. Mid boost off. It's a lot of versatility right there.
And that's in the clean side.
Sounds glorious. All right.
Let's go to Les Paul land.
Okay.
So you're in charge. And here you go.
All right, so
let's go back to the 5E3, start left
Okay.
to right.
Okay.
And now we're going to go into overdrive.
Okay.
Okay. So that's that button right there
Oh, okay.
where it says OD.
Okay, so here's clean, just so we're going to
Yeah.
have a bass line. Overdrive. Well, there we go.
You were playing some complex intervals there on overdrive.
I'll tell you what, that thing sounds. I think I pooped a little. Steve, I think I pooped a little. Really? Powerful sounds from this majestic creature. So that was
That's the 5E.
5E3 with just the overdrive.
Overdrive.
Yep. Jumping Jehoshaphat. And what's cool about it is that the way that channel is set just as it is, I can turn down the volume and clean it up. Turn it up. Go to our friend Mr. Briggs. That's savage.
You're a madman.
Yeah.
That thing is savage.
It's crazy because I can hear all the articulation of the notes you're doing, and you're doing some stuff there, dude.
Oh, well, thank you. Coffee's a powerful drug.
Hey, man.
We're going over to the Sky channel now with the Lester Pulphus. And so this is more kind of the blackfacey sound. Turn the volume down. So let's go from Cleansville here to adding some other fun stuff. So
Yeah,
we
let's
can
go to the overdrive.
Okay. So here's clean. That's nice. That's delicious.
So now you can go and hit the
mid-boost.
mid-boost and the same things we were doing clean and see how they translate. So
Okay, so Sky Channel with overdrive on. I'm going to now hit the mid boost. going to hit the PAB. See what happens there. Yes, that's fantastic. Okay, so right now we are on the Sky channel. We got the overdrive on, we got the mid boost on, and we've got the PAB. And if we hit another little button on here, which BSC, which if we're honest, it stands for batshit crazy. And so what that's gonna do, it's just gonna basically unleash the doors of Mordor and the Dark Riders come going into the night with the power of rock behind them. Am I right or am I right?
You're right, sir.
Ring lust is about to be sated by pressing this button.
So what do we got going on there, Tommy? Explain that.
Okay, so we actually have, when you hit that button, it bypasses the regular tone stack, and it's another post overdrive tone stack is added.
Okay.
Kind of like a famous British amp manufacturer.
I got you.
But
Let's hit it.
it's
So, woo! Yeah, those are unpotted.
These are a little, little microphone here. That's quite attractive. That's quite attractive. Well, this is a hell of an amp, fellas. 6V6s.
6V6s.
I've always been a fan of the 6V6, the format.
Me too.
It sounds
We make,
phantasmagorical.
This is about 20 watts on this guy.
That's the loudest 20 watts in the history of man. Paul, am I right about that or am I right?
Well, it gets louder.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
Then we make a 45 watt also, and that's what this head is. This is a 40. So this is using 4 6V6s. This uses 2, but this isn't your mother's old-fashioned 6V6 amplifier.
Right.
It
No,
really
this
does
is
pump
this is
stuff.
newfangled.
Yeah,
That's right.
It's like modern.
I like it.
Modern. And so that's kind of cool. This is a little more, this will get up on it and really.
Yeah. Annihilate.
But you could take this at rehearsal and you could keep up with the drum kit with this.
Right.
Just this little combo.
I'll tell you what, it's got plenty of and just so you know, we're going through the quad reverb, just giving a little bit of ambience. That sounds good.
Yeah, the nice thing, that's interesting, what that demonstrated is, why don't you talk about what's going on with the loop on the amplifier real quick.
all right. It's a parallel effects loop.
Okay.
So that basically you have the unadulterated dry signal staying inside the amp, and then you just mix in the signal that comes in from the outboard effects unit.
Yeah, like a console.
But many lower quality effects, you run that out there in a serious effects loop, you're gonna get crap back as far as the dry signal goes. You don't with this one. You keep the beautiful dry signal inside the amp, it's not going anywhere.
Okay.
You send a portion of it out to the effects unit and you blend it back in the back.
Got you.
An old quad reverb demonstrates that really well. You know, Keith Barr wrote some really nice algorithms in this thing. It sounds cool, but there's no true bypass, so it's always running through a processor. But if you can mix it into this original signal that's there, then it becomes totally usable because of the nature of the loop.
Just a nice little, sounds great. I'll tell you what, it's an intoxicating morsel. Well done, gentlemen.
Thank you kindly.
So available now, as you said, is the combo. And
yeah,
then
the combo's available. The head is available. Right now, we've been building this in a 20 watt, and we've been building this in a 45 watt version. But we've been requested and are going to build a 20 watt head also,
right.
because there are a lot of guys, you know, they want to work in a
Sure.
tight, controlled environment, so they don't, you know, and it's a little more forgiving with 20 watts. You know, the 45 watt one wants to
Right.
jump right on, get on the program.
Right,
That's
I
what
get
we're
you.
here for.
Right.
And so it's we're probably gonna make some, you know, like beasts with a 45 watt combo.
Yeah. And what kind of speakers do you guys prefer? Is
This is a creamback Celestion.
simple elegance? It works.
I'd say we're using the, what is it? The
H75.
yeah, H75.
Yeah, Creamac.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Well, thanks so much for stopping over and hipping us to these glorious amplifiers. 45 RPM, folks, made out here in Colorado. This is Wayne and Tommy. Gregory Cockery here in the Wildwood Lair. We'll see you cats on the flippity fly. Adios.